All right. So next segment I want to get into, and I'm gonna just get this thing a whole segment all by itself because I think this is kind of like my conspiracy segment. People really enjoy it, but it's unfortunately it's a little too real for what we have going on here. So is everybody familiar with World Economic Forum, WEF, IMF, and all of these different global bodies?
No.
Yeah. So let me just get into this. So the WEF is called the World Economic Forum. They are an unelected global body of very wealthy people that get together and discuss world problems and solutions. And supposedly they put their money together to try to help the world. Now, sounds great. And it would be great if the guy at the top didn't have a heavy German accent and sound like a Bond villain. They are connected to some of the darker corners of the world. And the things that come out about some of the things that they want to be involved in is just crazy. This is where you hear some of these things about just some of the more crazy, I don't want to say crazy, but some of the more darker conspiracy theories. People that anybody know anything they've heard about the different gates. Like now we've got Garage Gate with President Biden having access to classified documents that he did not turn back in on while he was vice president. And that's problematic because as a sitting president, you can declassify at any time. You cannot do that if you're a vice president. So that makes it problematic for him. And on top of that, there's been more than just one cache of documents found. So, they say they're, working with the DOJ and all of that, but it looks questionable at best. We have found out through the laptop stuff that there's collusion and alleged collusion in selling off American oil to China and other state actors by the Biden family. Is that for sure? No, we don't know for sure, but these are some of the things that you're hearing. There's been things talked about with some of these other places. People are in the streets protesting in a lot of these other countries, protesting the climate change reports, protesting just some of the what I would call draconian ideas about what's going on in terms of farmland and things of that nature. They're basically putting farmers out of business. And so there's a lot here that affects us as individuals and affects our businesses in the way that we make money. On this call, we always come back to how is this going to affect my ability to make money, take care of my family, take care of myself, and i.e. my greater community. We have to look at food insecurity, because if things are happening in farms overseas where we get food, then that at some point shows back up here. Are we able to have the foods that we need in the grocery stores? Very few of us can grow food. Very few of us even have land to grow anything, to be very honest. So all of these things play a role, okay? All of these things play a role. To get back to the more conspiratorial stuff, the WEF had a week-long summit over the past week where some of the things that came out, they want to vaccinate people through food, through the growing of actual food, through the vegetables, really. So they want to change the DNA of the vegetables to include the vaccine so that you're already vaccinated, through that. So you don't have to have you don't have to come and get a shot or any of that other kind of stuff. So, a lot of people just don't trust government enough to even, really take that into consideration. And
Hey,
then
Rock. Hey, Rock.
go ahead.
Real quick on that point.
Mhm.
What also came out last week, and I want to say maybe the week before that, the Pfizer CEO talked about the new launch of the new pill that
Mhm.
has a chip in it, so that once you take the pill, it actually signals them that you've taken it and you're now trackable.
Right. Right.
Unbelievable.
Well, and then that takes us into CBDCs, which that is the governmental crypto digital currency that they issue and is fully programmable. Now, here's something to remember, and I said this before. It can be a really good thing what's going on with the crypto assets, but it depends on the regulation. Okay. Now, I saw a regulation come out that said that it would be prohibited for the government to program your money to disappear in any way, shape, form, or fashion in terms of switching over to crypto. Now, that's good, but we do have to remember that you don't do it all at once. You get it out there for a minute, you let people get used to it, you see that it works, you see that it has a use case, and then you can slip in that it can be programmable in certain circumstances, which can always turn into always circumstances in terms of how these things work. So it becomes incumbent upon us to make sure that we hold these people that we vote for accountable. The real issue now is you have people like the WEF who are not people that can be held to any account because they're not voted for. Okay. So a lot of that is where you get a lot of this more conspiratorial stuff. These are the things that you really have to sit back and think about how you are going to personally move in this new economy. We don't have the luxury of opting out because this is already moving, and the system that exists at the moment is already failing. Okay. This shakeup that we had this week where money just disappeared, you're already in a situation where your money is basically programmable. And something that we found out this week is that banks, because of fractionalized reserve banking, banks don't actually have money. You have a ledger that accounts for the monies that you have in the bank. And then you can go out and pull out a couple of dollars as you see fit. But if you've ever gone on vacation or done anything like that, you know that you have a limit to how much money you can pull out. And matter of fact, fun fact for everybody, if you are not established as a business as of yet, you need to be. Okay. As an asset manager and a trader, we can help you do that. We can help you develop that. Here's why that's important. As an individual, the most I've ever seen you be able to pull out of an ATM at any given time is $1,000, right? And that's on an older account. Generally, it's about $500. Now, we're not talking walking into the bank. We're talking at the ATM. Now, as a business, you have that same debit card. I used to be unlimited. I could swipe my debit card for a gazillion dollars and it would go through, okay, because the company's been established for so many years. They've since cut that back and it's about $25,000. So the reasoning for having your LLC and having your banking system in place is to be able to, at minimum, be able to touch that kind of money if you need to, you see. Now, I do realize we're going to go to digital, but you want to have the largest limits that you can. Think of it like you need the biggest credit cards that you can have or biggest ability to touch loans. And to understand that, understanding the person that has access to $1 million of credit is still considered a millionaire. Okay. So I'm going to stop right here because I said a lot. and give you guys the opportunity to ask some questions on that. And then we'll get into this last segment, and then we'll just do some questions on the last portion of that. So anybody have any questions on any of that stuff?
What was the name of that YouTube channel you said subscribe to?
Oh, R&K Wealth Development. So the name of the company. Matter of fact, here I'll thought I had my signage. I'll shoot it. I'll put it in the text.
Okay.
I'll put it in the text for you. Here, I appreciate that, because that's real important. Here, I'll do it for you right now. Yeah, so that everybody should have that now. Anybody else have any questions on any of the stuff that's going on? I'm gonna move into this next segment if we don't.
Good.
Last segment is really about what are we going to be doing moving